Ever since COVID started, there has been the introduction of many digital nomad visas. It started with Estonia, and then many other countries have picked it up as a means of attracting people who want to come and spend an extended period of time in a country, but not actually go through the immigration system. Today I'm going to talk to you about all the different programs that exist within Europe. If you're interested in going to Europe for a year or a few years, etc., we're going to cover the amount of time that you can spend there, the income requirements, and what the countries are that you can use to gain access, because there's lots of really wonderful places in the world to go check out. So I'm gonna go along, and I have my trusty list here, and we're gonna cover it right now. And before we talk about that though, let's talk a bit about what are digital nomad visas and how are they different from other visas. Digital nomad visas stand out, first of all, in the sense that they tend to be quite a bit easier to get than regular visas. The processing time tends to be lower, the amount of documentation tends to be lower, it tends to be just a quicker, simpler process. Now, this isn't always true. There are some countries that do it quite poorly, and I will talk in some future videos about some of the programs that are not handled particularly well, but this is the first thing. And the idea essentially is it's for people who can support themselves and aren't going to be working locally. So they're essentially not taking jobs from locals, right? That's kind of the key point here. They prove that you have income from abroad, either self-employment income or income from a foreign employer. In most cases, interestingly, often investment income is excluded, although investment income can be included in some cases, or in some cases maybe you can demonstrate with having enough capital that that's going to work, but that's not the norm. The norm is usually showing a certain amount of monthly or annual income. And so that kind of makes sense. You provide your own healthcare, so you're not going to kind of take advantage of the local healthcare system. And you're in a situation where, generally speaking, there's a limited time period that you can renew these, so they don't lead towards citizenship or anything permanent. They're a non-permanent visa. It's essentially a long-stay tourist visa, typically 6 months to a few years. Okay, and so yeah, they're quite popular for people who are not thinking long-term or not thinking in terms of being there long-term. So let's go through them right now. So starting at the top, we have Albania. Albania is actually one of the easier digital nomad visas to qualify for in terms of their requirements. This is a 1-year visa with possibility to renew up to 5 years, so quite extended compared to many others. And you need to have approximately 9,800 euros per year in income. So low income requirement for certain people. That can be really attractive. For those of you who aren't familiar, Albania is on the Adriatic, just south of Montenegro, just north of Greece. A nice coastline, known for being extremely inexpensive as a place to live, and not a part of the EU, not a part of the Schengen zone, but nevertheless a European country. Place number 2 that we can look at is north of there by 2 countries, Croatia. So Croatia was one of the earliest countries to adopt digital nomad visas. And so in that particular case, it is 2,300 euros per month that you need to demonstrate in terms of income. And it is 1 year with the possibility to renew. There's some nuances of the renewal, so it's definitely not particularly easy for people who want to do extended stays, but if you want to go and spend a year there, it's great. Next, we have Cyprus. So Cyprus has a 1 year with a possibility to renew for 2 years. You need to demonstrate 3,500 euros per month in terms of income. And it's kind of a new path to be able to gain access there. We've often talked about Regulation 6.2 and Category F and temporary residencies, etc. there. This is sort of a different path for people who are interested. And so, again, we've talked about them in other cases. Next one, we have Czech Republic. Czech Republic is, if you haven't been there, Prague, amazing city, one of the best cities in Eastern Europe. I would argue the best city in Eastern Europe, very beautiful. And so they have a digital nomad visa. This is, you have to have 5,000 euros in your bank account, and this is an up to 1 year visa. So, not the same extended period that some of them are, but fairly good. By the way, if you're at all interested, we frequently will post updates on these on our Instagram page. You can follow us on Instagram, the Offshore Citizen page, and you'll get frequent updates on what it is that there are different programs out there in the world. So go and check that out. This brings us to Estonia. As I was mentioning, Estonia was the first ones to bring this in. They're super progressive, super forward-thinking. Their process is very streamlined, makes things quite easy. In this particular case, it's 1 year with the possibility to extend by 6 months. You need to demonstrate 3,500 euros per month in terms of income. Again, I'm not going into all the details of these. Some of them have, okay, how do you present a criminal record check? Do you have to apply in the country? Do you have to apply online? What's the processing time? All those things, you can go into individually, and if you want help with any of figuring out what the best one is for you, what the tax treatment is, etc., you can always reach out to us and we can discuss it with you. The next that we have is Finland. So Finland is not so crazy. It's a 6-month option. The norm inside the Schengen zone is 90 days out of every 180 days. So it is a little bit nicer in terms of that ability to extend. I've often thought that many people may want to come and spend the summer in Europe, and they end up kind of ending up in a situation where they want to spend the 4 months they want to spend happen to be the summer months, but they have to leave because they can only spend 90 out of every 180. It used to be you could go to places like Croatia to kind of take some time away. Croatia just joined the Schengen zone, and so it's not an option. In fact, all these have been Schengen countries except for the Albania one that we mentioned initially. The next one we have is Greece. So Greece is 1 year with the possibility to extend with a residency permit, and the income requirement is 3,500 euros per month for people who are interested. Next, we have Hungary. Again, Budapest, in my opinion, probably the second best city in Eastern Europe in terms of, it's very beautiful, lots to see. Definitely recommend checking out all these places to visit, even if you're not going to do a digital nomad visa there. Lots of people don't need that. But this being said, if you'd like to go and spend some extended period of time in Hungary, you can get a 1-year digital nomad visa with the possibility of extending, which is great. And it's 2,000 euros per month in terms of the income requirements. So they're so-called white cards. So I'm calling these all digital nomad visas. The reality is they typically have their own little name that exists, and you're in a situation where if you don't qualify for those, there are often other ones. For example, I was just having a call with somebody earlier today who they're interested in relocating to Portugal. Portugal doesn't have a digital nomad visa, but they've got some other visas that you can qualify for. So again, if you're interested in that, please reach out to us. You can book a call with me, calendly.com/Michael-Rosmer, link in the description below always, and we can discuss it. What is next? Iceland. I don't know if a person would want to stay in Iceland all year round, and that happens to work out well because this is a 6-month visa. The income requirement is high, 7,075 euros per month, probably because Iceland is super expensive. A beautiful place. Again, don't know how many people want to spend 6 months there, but that being said, you can if you're interested. Going to get that extra time, but you do need to demonstrate maybe the highest digital nomad income requirement out of any of them that I know. So there's that. Italy has announced one, but the details have not come through, so it's not completed yet. We'll see how that goes. It came into law supposedly in 2022, but nothing yet. So we will be looking forward to when that comes out. Similarly, we have Latvia. So Latvia is 1 year with a possibility to renew for a 2nd year, and 2,857.50 euros per month income requirement. And so there is that. Then we have one of the ones that I would say was, kind of a more popular one. This being said, there has been a little bit of confusion around this, which is the country of Malta. So those of you who aren't familiar, I did some videos when I was in Malta last fall. Beautiful area, nice weather. Some of the best weather are Mediterranean, and nice if you want to go sailing, etc. This being said, they announced, and it was super nice, that you would have no taxes in Malta under the digital nomad visa. They have since had some kind of conflicts between the two parties. They're supposed to be resolving it, but essentially what happened was they brought in the digital nomad visa. They said that this would be the case, but then they didn't make provisions within the tax law for it. And so there's kind of some confusion, and things are going through being resolved in that regard. This is 2,700 euros per month income requirement. And so that allows you to go there for 1 year and take advantage of it. Then we have another one that is sort of a to-be-decided one, a little bit like Italy, which is Montenegro. So they announced that they're going to do a digital nomad visa. We're still waiting on some of the details there. Montenegro is super easy to go and get residency in anyway. The hassle in Montenegro is they have some weird rules around coming and going that make it kind of a pain. It's a quite poorly designed system, but yeah, just getting residency is quite easy and relatively inexpensive there. Then we have Norway. So Norway, you have up to 2 years digital nomad visa and income requirement of 3,000 euros per month. So if you're interested at all in going and checking out Norway, beautiful country, again, a little chilly, a little bit like Iceland and Finland and really Estonia as well. But that being said, quite nice. I have some videos from one of the years when I was there where I was kind of explaining some of their tax system, and I've talked recently about how they're bringing in their, or they've been raising their wealth taxes and having a bunch of billionaires and super rich people leaving there. That being said, I mean, great quality of life. Things work really well. Super expensive, very expensive part of the world, and weather a little chilly, but lots of natural beauty and quite a safe place, etc. Then we have Romania. And so Romania, you can get a 1-year digital nomad visa. They require 3 times the average gross salary, which is approximately 3,950 euros per month. So it gives you a little bit of an idea there. And so you can go. One thing to note is EU citizens can gain access to all these countries anyway that are the EU ones. So wouldn't qualify for Montenegro, wouldn't qualify for Albania. And so hence using the digital nomad visa would be useful there, but these others they don't need. This is mainly for people who are non-EU citizens. Okay, then we've got Spain. I talked quite extensively about how Spain has a favorable tax regime. There are some a little bit weird things with respect to the Social Security in Spain, and so that's its whole own conversation, but definitely exciting for a lot of people because many people love Spain and would love to go and spend some time there. It is 1 year with the possibility to renew up to 5 years, and it is 2,334 euros per month to go into there. So those are the European digital nomad visas that are available. As I said, no one size fits all. Lots of different options for different people. There are clearly little nuances of how you apply, etc. If you're trying to figure out you'd like to go and spend some time in a particular part of the world, or you'd like to relocate permanently to some part of the world, please let us know. Please reach out to me. Happy to help you and provide you with guidance on taxes, on banking, on setting up your companies, on figuring out the best place for you. You can book a call with me, calendly.com/Michael-Rosmer. There's a link in the description below, or you can send a message through offshorecitizen.net. Please give the video a thumbs up, share it with your friends, hit subscribe, and I will look forward to seeing you on the next video.